welcome to the 1-year grand finale, part 2. As from the last video, this was our last destination. This is the second day in the hotel, so let me show you around. This is a new hotel, Hazyview, and this is the place that people sit when they are having a breakfast, or this is the outside, the restaurant. Here it is a bar which looks like a study area or reception or place to sit and relax. But guys, this is the bar. Now let me show you the restaurant. This is the entrance and this is the restaurant. As you can see, there is a buffet and it's not really costly, and it's really good to have a buffet in such a big hotel. It really helps. You just get here and eat and eat and eat whatever you want. If you have been in this place before, you can share your experience down below on the comment with the buffet and the service of this place. And this is the pool area, and I guess that is for this hotel. As I promised that we will go somewhere, so welcome to 1 year special of Car World SA. Finally, someone asked for this car, and I said whenever I have time, I will consider to use this car. So I'm having this car for the whole week, and I will be driving this car, pushing it 1,000 kilometers. Looking at driving experience, practicality, and fuel consumption. Those are the only things that we'll be looking on this car. So far, I have been driving this car for over a day, and the fuel consumption is nice. And by the way, this is an automatic. Let me go back and introduce the car. So today we have 2023-24 Toyota Vitz XR. This is an automatic variant, and it's just good with fuel consumption. But when we come to transmission, guys, this is an auto box. This car has a revving, an RPM of 3,000 to 4,000, and it go up to 5,000 to change the gear. So the best way to use this car is to use it as auto manual, where you're gonna change or you're gonna be able to manage the RPM. Because when I was changing with auto box, it was not working for me. It was really screaming because this is a 3-cylinder engine and it has lower power, but for this small car they already said you don't need much power. You only need enough to get moving. And with this car, you have a lowest maintenance when it comes to cost. And the rest, you're gonna be driving. Some people will be complaining with the petrol. It has 32 liters, meaning that now we are on 22 point something per liter, 22 rand point something per liter, which means, by the way, you will be filling this car with almost 800 rand. For some people, they will be using 1.3, and that 1.3 won't sustain 700 kilometers. You will fill twice to come close to this car. So I can say, for someone who is entering the market and you don't have a long way to drive, I consider this as a city drive. Even for vacation, if you don't have enough money, earning 15,000, you can have this and travel with this. Auto box is not good, but for pickup and overtaking, I think you can buy this as an XR and use it just enough for this car to change and overtake. And by the way, I will tell you the fuel consumption later today, because I was using this car with aircon on. I can't use a car without aircon. I think I already told you on the last video. But this is a rebirth Suzuki Celerio. You know what I mean? We already reviewed this car, but now I have this car for the whole weekend. And I think I'm starting to love some things with this car. So guys, we are taking this to Kruger National Park. We are going to see the lions. As this guy said, Mr. How much? I wish I will see you one day. I did email Muzisambo because I'm in his town, but unfortunately the guy didn't answer. From his email to his DM on Instagram, he didn't answer, and I did DM last week. It has a week now. Unfortunately the guy didn't, because I want him to be in my channel as he stay here, and this is the one car who inspire a lot of people to start a YouTube. From me to you, drive safe.
This was our time to check out, and I was taking the car out of the parking. Not only taking it out of the parking, but I took it to take the thumbnail with my PA. And guys, shout out to the PA. PA is really doing a good job here. We already talked about this, that the PA has to earn, has to get the reward, because this was a good job with my PA. The PA was taking the thumbnail pictures, and from there we start moving. This was our driveway going out, checking out, going to another places, and it was not really good to say goodbye to this place or to this hotel. I wish I had more time to stay here, maybe 4-5 days or 3 to 4 days, because this is such a really nice place with a greatest or good service. For me, food, service, and also the quality in these rooms and everything overall, I give it 10 out of 10.
So now guys, today is the second day on this trip to Mpumalanga. Now on the second day, we are going to Kruger National Park. We are going to see lions, just like Mr. How much? So guys, today the whole day we will be at Mpumalanga, and our first stop we are going to sleep over Krugergate. That's where we are checking in, and after that we are going to Kruger National Park, and we will end up at this place called skukuza campground. Yes, that's all we're gonna be doing for today. And guys, from me to you, drive safe. So, as this is the second day, we are still driving. Toyota Vitz, which is a reverse Suzuki, and after all, the driving experience is too good. This car is a tiny car, but it doesn't feel tiny. It's a good car for an entry level. And to be honest with you guys, if you want to drive, or if you want to have a car that you feel like you are driving free, this is the only car that you can use. The rest, it's an history. This is a small car, small under budget, or we can say it's a budget car that comes with a lot of things that is free. Even though it's not completely free, we are saying, comparing with other cars, this car is low in everything. Fuel consumption, maintenance, even more things, changing tires. This car is so basic, but it has a lot of mods. We have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and we also have taking sensors, and we also it's a reverse taking sensors, and we also have multifunction steering wheel. And the last thing that we have from this car is stop and start. It's a stop and start whenever you are at the stop sign, and it's an automatic, which is auto box, as you can see, and you don't have a reverse. I mean, you don't have a parking, you only have neutral. So when you park this car, you put it on neutral and you engage your emergency brake, and we have a reverse and drive, and also we have an auto manual, which means you will be able to control your RPM. That's all this car does, and I feel like you can buy an automatic one, knowing very well that you will be using an auto box, auto manual on the auto box, because if you are using manual, this car drives stupid. The auto box thinks in a stupid way, because it comes with a high revving or high RPMs, and at last with high RPMs, whenever you're overtaking, it does change down and the car will be screaming a lot. That's all for this car. But so far guys, I feel like I'm driving free car here. I feel like you cannot go to Mpumalanga and pay less than 1,000 on fuel. It's really not there's no a car that can do that in these days. And now, because the petrol is 22 rand something per liter, it means that I'm going to fill this car with less than 1,000, or maybe 700 to 800 to the full tank. And with a 2 full tank, to be honest with you, it's like I'm driving free. 2 full tank, it's more than 1,000. It's more than 1,000 kilometers. And even when the truck passing around, this car doesn't feel too light to a point where you feel the jiggle of a bigger trucks when they are passing. So guys, when you buy an entry-level car, consider this car. It's one of the best. From me to you, drive safe.
This is Hazyview Township, and shout out to all people from Mpumalanga in this place, Hazyview. If you come from this place, just comment below. Here we are heading to Sleepover Kruger Gate to check in, and after that we are going to Kruger National Park with paulkrugergate. And it was around 11, or it was around 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. As I was cooking, we drove over 500 kilometers to come to this stop, and this car was left with 3 bar, 1 bar down from half tank, which means probably I used over 16 liters. That is when I really understand that this is really a good car when it comes to fuel. 3-cylinder engine, guys, this saved a lot of fuel. And by the way, this was giving me 4.2 exactly on the dot with fuel consumption, even when I was using this under auto manual, because I didn't want this car to change on 5000 RPM. I was changing on 2.5 and 3000 RPM, as this screams a lot. And for the sake of that, that was saving me a lot of fuel. Even sometimes I was cooking this little bit over 120 kilometers. But after all, I was very happy with my numbers. 4.2 liter per 100 kilometer, straight on the dot. Guys, this is the lowest fuel consumption from all the cars that I have been driving before. Shout out to all petrol attendant, and also this guy who helped me with the best service from this elegant Phabeni. If petrol attendant you are watching this video, I want to say shout out to you guys, and keep doing the good work of giving us the best service. I even asked this guy to take me a thumbnail. This is also coming to a consideration of buying this car as our YouTube first car. But there is a lot of options here that I'm still looking for. But so far, this has been the best when it comes to fuel consumption. I have been driving many cars by now, but 4.2 liter per 100 kilometer, I expect that number from a diesel engine, which we will be looking at BMW 320D, which can give us less or 4 point something liter per 100 kilometer. Even though some figures sometimes you can find that you are pushing to 5 point something liter, and I think from their own perspective, when it comes to BM, it's almost 5 point something liter, but covering over 1200 kilometers, it's reliable. Here we arrived at our sleepover Kruger Gate. This is where we check in for the day, and after here we just went straight to Kruger National Park. And we only put our bags inside the room, and we keep moving to Kruger National Park. We only came here to check in and go to Kruger National Park and come back here later for sleeping. And by the way, this is a great place to sleep or to rest. I will tell you much about this place later. We kept on cooking and cooking and cooking, and guys, it was really hot. Remember, I told you that I use a car with aircon on all the time. With that 4.2 liter per 100 kilometer, it was really a surprise to me. And guys, people of Mpumalanga, I just want to say thank you to all drivers of Mpumalanga to help us to get rid of this traffic cop. I was driving in this road and people were warning each other and warning me that there is a traffic cop ahead. Thank you for warning us and driving, alerting each other. And for those who always want to check out if the traffic cops are there or not, use a Vitz app for traveling and for map. Rather than using Apple CarPlay, use Vitz. Vitz will help you much better to detect those traffic cops ahead. This is it. We arrived at Kruger National Park at paulkrugergate, and the plan is to go to skukuza camp rest. When we arrived here, we were welcomed by the big elephant. The first thing to see was this big elephant. It was really interesting to enter and find the elephant. Stay tuned for the video of inside Kruger National Park. I will see you next time. Drive safe.